Are you someone with a horrible MLM experience? Or maybe you struggled in MLM and you got no results and you wasted so much money on the products that were just so expensive? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys exactly what my MLM experience was like when I first started network marketing. Coming up. So I remember one time I came home from work and my girlfriend actually came up to me and she's like, "Hey Michael, do you want to come to this entrepreneurial meetup? Like it's going to be super good. We've always wanted to be in business forever and I've always had that entrepreneurial spark." So it was kind of exciting to me, but I was skeptical and I was like cynical. I was like, "Oh, this is going to be some stupid event. Like I'm better than everyone." And I had this stupid ego. But eventually like she pushed me and I like had to like force myself to go because I thought I was better than them and the meeting was going to be pointless. Anyway, we went to this meetup and it was in Sydney at some bar and there were 7 to 8 people. And I remember I had no idea what to expect from that night. Maybe I was going to learn a thing or two about online business or any sort of entrepreneurial venture. And I looked around the room and I saw 7 to 8 people. There were about 5 people in business suits and there was this one dude in a t-shirt and these baggy jeans, right? And naturally me being so introvert and just wanting to think I'm better than everyone else, that was me before I had an ego, I went up to that dude because I thought I was cooler than him. I thought I was smarter than him and more intelligent. Anyway, I go up to him and he turned out to be this like insane business guy. And all the other guys in the business suits were actually just like normal people and like, always having struggle with financials and stuff. But this guy in the shirt was like super wealthy already. I'm like, what the heck? This is like crazy. And he just started talking to me about all his businesses, like all the things he's done, and it completely changed my life and it changed my world and perspective to business. And at the end, I was talking about like my struggles and how I wanted to go into business, and I've done trading and I've tried e-commerce, but nothing was working. And he understood my frustrations. And what he ended up doing was talking about his MLM. And he started talking about how he does MLM and what he's doing for all the people that he recruits into his downline. And naturally, me being me, I wanted his life. I wanted the skills that he had because I wanted to succeed and I wanted my own business. So what ended up happening was that I asked him if I could join his MLM, okay? And this is where it gets bad. So I remember when I first started, we had this meeting on Saturday and it was my first business meeting and I was so excited. And our upline, one of the other uplines, she's the team leader, she came up to all of us, like there was like 8 to 10 new recruits because my upline that pitched me just recruited like 5 people at once. So there were all of us in this room and the lady, this leader, she comes up to all of us after doing this awesome presentation, but she's like, here's a piece of paper and it's going to say what you need to do. And what it said was, you need to write down a list of your family and friends. So this is where like started to get like bad, and I didn't know that family and friends was a stereotype. I didn't know that it was something that you shouldn't do, and I didn't know that it was something that was frowned upon in network marketing. So even though I felt it was awkward, I luckily only wrote 5 to 6 names. And what I ended up doing was calling up one of my workmates and I pitched him the opportunity. And I was like, dude, you should join network marketing. It's such a good way to make money. Like you're trying e-commerce, but you're struggling, right? And he was like, yeah, I'm struggling. I'm like, oh, you should so do network marketing. It's going to help you get financial freedom. And that's when it started getting bad. He started like telling me that, isn't this a pyramid scheme? And like, this is not a good way to make money. Like I've seen this before. I've been pitched before. And we burnt a relationship. And I used to talk to him like every single day at work. And we were like good mates. But it just went downhill from there. I stopped talking to him completely. And that was my first burnt relationship. Then I moved on, like it got worse. So it moved on to my childhood friend. And this childhood friend, both our parents, because we're Filipino, both our parents went to school together. So like our relationship, like with the generation, is literally like 50 years. 50 years of friendship. And I went to him after knowing him. He's my best friend for 20 years. And I pitched him my opportunity. And he immediately knew what it was. And it was the most embarrassing thing for me because after that, frankly, every time we talked, he literally felt as if that I was going to pitch him every single time we talked. And it was just so awkward, and it was just so, like, the relationship was burnt, like, from then on. But, like, luckily, I brought it back and we started talking again and things are back to normal. But it just created the most bitter, awkward scenario for me and, like, circumstance for me at that point of time in my life. And that was my first experience in MLM where once that happened, I went to bed one night and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should stop network marketing. And I started thinking to myself, is network marketing a scam? And maybe network marketing isn't for me. And that's when I started realizing maybe I should quit. So I thought to myself for a few hours and I was like, what do I need to do? And I started realizing to myself, what do I need to do to get me to success in network marketing? Is it really a scam? Like, is it a vehicle that can really get me to success and help me get the life that I want? And that's when I started really changing things up for myself. And I was like, what are the top earners doing? If I'm just going to my upline and I'm asking my upline, well, what are you doing to succeed? And they're telling me, oh, go prospect people and go prospect your family and friends. Well, she's not successful. So why would I get successful from using the same tactics that she is using? So that's when I started looking at all the top earners. And one day I was going on these top earners website and I was like, how is she getting so many people into her downline without having to prospect? Like, what is she doing? And I remember I went through all her blogs, I looked at all her information, I watched all her content, everything. I bought some of her products and it was amazing. Like, she just gave so much free value and paid value, whatever it was. But what I found was that on her website it said work with X, her name. And when I clicked that, it took me to this page where you had to apply to join her downline. And it was this little form where it said, what's your name? What's your email address? What do you want to achieve? What's your financial goal? Why do you want to work with me? Why do you think you're fit to join my downline? But there were all these questions that I had to do myself in order to join her downline. But I realized that's how she was recruiting so much, because she was offering free value and people were getting drawn to her, okay? So I was realizing that, holy crap, I've done network marketing wrong this entire time. My experience when I first started was so bad and so negative that I burnt so many relationships and I created such a bad experience for myself that I got shoved away from MLM and I didn't want to do it anymore. And that's what happens to a lot of MLMers. They have that exact same experience, thousands of them, millions of them, and most of them quit. And what do they do when they quit? They say, MLM's a scam, MLM's a pyramid scheme, and they have all these false objections and all these just ridiculous scamming words that they say network marketing is when it really isn't, okay? And that's when I started changing things for myself and I realized, you know what, network marketing isn't a scam. It's actually just another business opportunity that people are skeptical about. And people say that, oh, you can't succeed in network marketing because they say only 95% of distributors only earn income. Well, guess what? It's the same for any business. People in e-commerce, only 92% of people succeed. People in Amazon, probably only 90% of people succeed. What about traditional businesses where you're just a traditional startup? Well, guess what? I can't remember the stat, but it's 80% of businesses die after 1 year, and then it was something ridiculous, 96 or 97% of all startups die after 5 years. So you have to realize that all businesses are the same. All of them, you can call them a scam just because you struggle to gain the skill sets required to succeed, okay? So that's why I focused not on calling MLM a scam, but instead focus on what I need to do and focus on what goals I need, what skill sets I need to acquire in order to succeed in network marketing, okay? So yes, that was my network marketing experience. It was very, very negative and it was a bad experience, but frankly, it was good because what happened to me as I transitioned from that person to, someone exiting the tunnel, a whole new door, a whole new experience was unveiled for me, and now I know what I need to do in order to succeed in MLM. Okay, so that was my MLM experience, and that was frankly what I realized in order to transition from someone who thinks it was a scam to someone who realized it was a vehicle to succeed. Okay, so Thanks for watching this video. If you're interested in joining my network marketing group, it's called Network Marketing Influencers, and I teach you every week live trainings on how to succeed in network marketing and the proper skill sets that top earners actually use to gain a lifestyle and all the time and financial freedom that they've been wanting to do. If you want to connect with me on social media, my name's Michael Favaloro. I'll put it in the description, and thanks for watching this video, guys. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching. If you learned anything valuable from today's episode, I'd really appreciate if you hit the subscribe button, because it lets me know that I'm giving valuable tips to MLMers like you who actually want success fast. So if you really want to accelerate your network marketing business and get to your freedom that you want quicker, I'd really recommend you going over to michaelfavaloro.com, where you can get instant access to my free course, the MLM Masterclass, and my free Facebook branding kickstart, which you can instantly swipe for your business. Bye.